football practice is just different. Like playing football is a different type of shape than doing any workout.
Yeah.
Like you can do it. You can like do any type of shit you want. Like sprint work. You know, even try and make it as close to as football. But at the end of the day, it's not football practice.
Right.
Even when I remember like when you go back to helmets on, like your neck kind of is tired by the time
Just
practice.
holding it.
Yeah, that's
like,
another.
you know, like
That's another aspect. Is that first. And it's just squeezing the shit out of your head.
Yeah.
You know,
You're not used
like,
to it.
fuck, man, I'm gonna take it off.
it's
I'm
uncomfortable.
gonna take off my chin strap. Like I stopped wearing a mouthpiece because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Like I got used to not wearing a mouthpiece,
Yeah.
and I would every year I throw it back on in the first practice. I end up spitting it out like in the beginning.
Just because it limits how much you can breathe.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and I'm talking a lot, but more so breathing because I'm like, man, fuck this, like. And literally, I just throw it on the ground. I'm like, okay, not using it this year.
Dude, I was the opposite. If I didn't like have my mouthpiece, I was like, I didn't feel right. It was like
Really?
I wouldn't. It'd be like playing without cleats. Like
I
it
feel
was
like
just
I
in my
still
head.
bite down. Like I don't feel like I'm loose. Like when I hit some of them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I kept mine real short. I just kept it like in the front, like just one of those little ones. But yeah, if I like lost it, like it fell out of my helmet or something, like when I was out on the field, I feel like I was just naked. I don't know, like I just was comfortable like having it.
I mean, I see that.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't do it.
So you think
talking
was Miami like? Is that your toughest camp probably in your career? Yeah. Just because of the heat.
Yeah.
Do you guys start your first day? You go day one full pads?
No, I can't do it.
You just ease into it, right?
You go 3 days or 2 days. 2 days and then pads.
Yeah.
So 2 days and just helmet.
It's still pretty quick.
And then the third day is probably just upper, just a shoulder pads and shorts. Maybe that for 2 days, and then usually the fourth or fifth practice is like a we put the pads on, bang.
Yeah.
And it's always an interesting time because it's like it's the first time banging for that year, so there's this weird energy like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
we're all. How hard are you gonna go?
We're all about to this is real. Like we're about to go and bang.
People get nervous.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, people definitely get nervous, and it's just fun. No, I
you like?
That's
I definitely do.
Yeah.
I definitely do because like I don't know. There's always that. You're always trying to like. I don't know. It's like. I still get nervous for sure.
Yeah.
Whether it's the first game of the year, whether it's first practice, it's just because you just want to. I don't know how to put it in the words.
Football's kind of it's the only sport where you can basically like you play your season and then you just train the whole rest of the year. So basically, like you take like 5-7 months off where you're not playing football, you're not hitting anybody, you're not even on the like field really. You might might walk through some stuff or whatever.
Yeah, and that's
you're
why
not playing a game.
That's why.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're running into people today.
Back into it.
Yeah, and it's really that first day. It's like it's hard to explain, like obviously, but it's just like. It's because like you said, we all know we're about to bang and haven't done it in a year.
Well, it's cool that you're like, you probably played at least like 20 years of ball and you still get those like
16
years of ball and you still kind of get those like those nerves that like.
Oh yeah, you haven't done it, dude. You haven't done it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like
cool.
When you do it over and over, then you get comfortable and you get into the feel for it. But when you have a layoff and then you come back that day, like. It's like, all right, like who's gonna come with it? Who's, you know what I'm saying? And it's just that, and because you put in all that work, so you put all that work in the off season, and then like this is kind of now you're seeing like, all right, what where am I at a little bit. But at the same time, it's like I've been kind of known for like on that day I go too hard. I feel like, and I'm too intense, and I've hurt myself a couple times on that first day of full pad just because I'm too hyped up. So I think that I know that, and moving forward, like, cause you want to go out there and like, fuck shit up, and show people like, dude, I'm like, I'm ready to go, and I've been working in the off season trying to show everybody that this is what it's gonna be like. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, you don't necessarily. I don't have to go about that way.
Right. You
You
gotta
don't want to
keep
hurt
yourself
yourself.
healthy.
You don't want to hurt yourself in practice. Like,
Well, you're a vet too. You've been around a while. You're not one of the new guys. But even then, you guys start with 100 guys basically when you start camp? 90 guys?
Yeah.
And you cut it down to how many by the time the season starts?
Like 50 something.
So you got new guys
53.
that know that, 40 dudes basically aren't coming back. And that's basically half.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to be like washed out when you're cutting half the team. So those dudes, like the rookies, they come out and they they bring it and they're trying
So that's definitely part is you're trying to, show everybody, either rookies or whoever,
or maybe a vet that's on his last contract year or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know, maybe that's just the way I'm wired.
Yeah.
I think that's just the way I'm wired, that I just, it's the first day of school type thing. You're all excited.
Yeah.
You're all excited.
Get your
And
best clothes on. Get your pencil box in order.
And think about it, school, you don't give a fuck about school. Or, but seriously, who gives a fuck about school?
Right.
So think about football, something I love. So think about, I get excited on the first day of school for something I don't even really like.
Yeah.
Think about how you would get on the first day of something that you love.
Yeah.
You just have a fucking rabid dog, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's a good feeling, but I definitely got to tone it down a little bit.
How do they keep vets safe from over eager young
they
guys?
hold some guys. They hold guys back. If they're older, you don't have to practice as much.
Right.
But me, I've never really wanted to back off of practicing because I feel like I get into my best shape
practice like you play kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, hitting, you have to be in hitting shape. Your body doesn't.
That too.
You can't just somebody off the street can't just go run into somebody else because they're gonna blow out an AC joint or they're gonna hurt their back. Learning to brace is something that's innate in a football player. After he's in hitting shape. But if you play the whole season, the whole preseason, you're not hitting anybody.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be hitting shape in game one.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna knock your block off.
Yeah. But I think I totally agree with that. But I do think training camp's a little bit long.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I think maybe 2 weeks max.
Well, the season's long. Everything is. Well, how long do you guys do training camp?
It's essentially a month. It's pretty much a month.
long time.
4 games, pretty much a month. It's pretty much a month, and definitely don't need to go a month.
Well, that's a lot of practice to not see the field.
Yeah, some people go through that, and that's all. And they get hurt and they miss a year.
Yeah.
Obviously that happens every year. You see people go down in training camp all the time, every year. But yeah, the more time you go out there and on full pads and do live and you're banging, you're gonna get hurt. People gonna get hurt.
Do you think they do such long camp to get a look at all the new guys?
Yeah, I think they do it.
So it's for the team. It's not for the players.
Yeah, they're trying to see who they're gonna ride with during the season. They're gonna see who. If you can make it through this camp, then you can probably make it through a season. Which I agree with that, but
almost weeding out process.
Yeah,
so you can take it.
Yeah, kind of like that, but what was I saying? Yeah, I think it's important, like we were saying, to get prepared for the season, but not as long as it is.
And then after camp, you guys have preseason. We're basically playing football.
Yeah, you get after preseason, you get 3 days, maybe 4 days, and then season starts. You're gone.
Yeah,
That's crazy. And it's go time.
That's when it gets fun.
Oh yeah, it's go time. There's no.
So what's a weekly a week of football look like when you're in the NFL? What's your schedule
like? During regular season?
Yeah.
So typically, the day after the game, Monday is just a lift. Big. Some guys go in there and like to lift real heavy just to get the juices flowing.
What do you do?
I like to go squat. I like to squat heavy.
Squat heavy.
Yeah, that's my day. You just squat heavy. I do a total body, and I go pretty heavy. With it, whether it's squat, deadlift.
That's cool.
Yeah, those two, and then get some striders in.
Is the idea behind that you have basically the week to recover from the training, so it's like it's the best time? It's the funnest out from the game.
Yeah, it's the best time. Like for me, like I just feel like I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I feel great that morning. Like I lift heavy and I feel good, and I feel even better after doing that. Like if I don't do anything that day, you feel like shit. Yeah. At least I do.
Yeah. You get tired all day instead of like getting like back on the grind.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
We in college, I think it was my junior year, we started that. Basically, we had game day, Saturday, and then we do our heavy lifts on Sunday. So Sunday would be our biggest
heavy
lift
lift on Sunday, game on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
the same thing, and. Dude, some of the guys just absolutely hated it, but I was kind of into it. Like, it was fun to, like, you'd come in with bruises, cuts, whatever on your body, and then you're also, like, able to, like, go hard and, like kind of mentally get over whatever happened yesterday. Like, I'm going to get my good workout in a day. Yeah. And I think it's important, too. Like, it's really the only opportunity. Yeah. Yeah,
that's the heavy, that's what really... I live heavy on another day, but not like that. Like that's my squat day. My squat, which, that's what keeps my legs strong.
Right. Well, you can't, if you let yourself, lose your strength from week 1 to what you guys played. Yeah. 14?
No, now 17.
17 weeks?
Yeah. So,
I mean, you can lose so much strength in 17 weeks. We're talking. I mean,
that's another reason.
It's 4 months.
You're gonna lose. It's like a maintenance kind of.
Yeah, you're gonna lose. So that's why another reason why you usually want to come in like a little bit, maybe 5 pounds heavy. To camp.
Did you just do that with Miami, or was it pretty much across the board? Any team you've played with, Monday, like when you're coming in Monday during season?
Some teams are different. I've been on a team that would go the day after the game was the day off, and the next day was that we get back into
right.
I think I don't like that.
Yeah, I like
like just a day to get stiff and fucking.
I like that day. I like that first day of because the way if you do it that way, then it's Monday you live, Tuesday's off,
right,
and then that's the day that kind of decompress a little bit, kind of get away.
Yeah,
but
I think a lot of one of the methodologies would be like probably a 60%. Like a lighter day, the day after the game, more rep your training. But really, if you did that for 4 months, for your in-season workout, by the end of it, you're not going to be strong anymore.
Yeah, I like heavy singles.
You got to keep your body strong. That's
so do you do like in a weightlifting setting, if you're just kind of going for maintenance, you wouldn't necessarily go for a heavy single, right? You'd be doing 85%, 90%. Do they actually kind of limit the amount of weight you can do, or are you going like max effort every Monday, just seeing what you can hit, or do you have a number in mind?
I have a number in mind, and I would say it's probably 90% or 85-90%.
Yeah,
it's not like
you're not hitting a PR every time, or at least going for that.
I would say it's probably 90%.
Yeah, 90%. Okay, so that's about like maintenance squat.
Yeah,
just to keep your strength.
So do you guys see like? So after the game, right, you've been like pretty strict all week. After the game, you guys go out, right? And so when you have practice the next day, do you ever see like some guys struggle to get in the weight room and like work out because they just did it way too much?
Usually those guys are the ones that don't really don't love the weight room.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They're not into it.
Yeah.
What, do you usually do that? You go out after the game, like hang out a little bit?
Not really anymore.
Yeah.
More so now. I just kind of smash food and just chill, watch the rest of the game.
Which is smart.
But I used to in college we'd go out. I feel like you could do that in college,
right? You're a little younger body, and you're not getting paid.
Yeah,
it's not your job in college. Your job's to pass your classes. Usually. So it's kind of like a different mindset. Like when you're in the league, that's your full-time job. You're responsible for your body for the whole season.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily disagree with that. Because I do believe in, it's good. You gotta have some fun, dude, along the way. We work so hard.
Yeah.
You gotta, let loose a little bit.
Yeah, cut loose a little bit.
Yeah. But you just know, within your, within your limits, because I always just think, especially like in the beginning of the year, I always just think, man, like December rolls around, I want to be as good as I can feel.
Right.
But really, at the end of the day, whatever you do, you're not gonna feel good. And so that's always kind of in the back of my mind when I'm debating going out after a win. Usually, it's a big win.
Yeah.
You know, because usually you lose, you just fucking want to go home and just be depressed. But yeah, I think I don't necessarily disagree with people going out. You know,
Right.
I'm fine with that as long as you can, you know,
Get your job done. And
not get in trouble.
Right. Not get in trouble. That's probably important.
Which is
probably hard.
Easier said than done.
Everybody's got a lot of money to spend. Like, it's probably easy to get in trouble when you can,
Especially in Miami.
you can buy some stuff. Yeah. Miami's probably a good time.
Yeah, Miami's a good time. Definitely when you have a big win, there's usually you're gonna go
That's
out.
the most fun you've had playing ball in Miami?
I mean, last year was a lot of fun in New Orleans. We had a great team. Went 13-3. That was a lot of fun. But did we go 13-3? Yeah, I think we went 13-3. But yeah, Miami was a lot of fun too, just because you know it's Miami,
Right.
And you know we weren't a great team by any means, but you know we played hard and you know we worked hard and we played hard. Like not play. You know what I mean? Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, work hard. You
Play
play
football
football
hard.
hard.
Yeah, play
And then you
football.
play
Play hard,
games.
play
like,
hard.
enjoy yourselves hard. I get that. So you said you like you got like a real passion for the weight room. You like training. When did you get that? When did that start?
Ever since I can remember. Like I remember in middle school. I can't remember when. Maybe like sometime in middle school is when I started hitting the gym.
You're from the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, Bay Area, Los Gatos.
Okay.
But I've always just loved, like, I wrestled, you know, play all types of sports. So when ever since I can remember, I was always, you know, doing something. And then when I could start going in the weight room, then, you know, that would be like, I'd be on a treadmill or like a Stairmaster, and then I'd start benching. I don't think I started really lifting weights until high school. But I remember I was on like treadmills and
just in a gym.
Yeah.
And
just being active. You know, I love like just running around and, you know, playing all types of sports, any type of sport.
Right. Was that your high school football coach that got you guys working out or got you working out first?
Yeah. He was also like programmed the strength, which is kind of funny. But no, they were actually good stuff. You know, I remember we would do cleans and jerks and we had the jammer.
Yeah, I love the jammer.
Yeah, people don't. I feel like the jammer was in like when we were back in high school, and then it kind of phased out, and now it's back in.
Yeah,
at least it seems like that.
Yeah, the jammer's so much fun, man, because they're like,
and it's great for football if you think about it. Like that's exactly
how you move.
That direction. Yeah, using your hips and getting into it. Yeah.
Well, like the whole idea of using your hips to drive force through your body into your hands isn't. It's not natural for everybody. Like even sometimes good athletes struggle with moving heavy weight from their hand through their hips, and the jammer is like a no technique way to train that.
Yeah.
Like literally, you can just grab the handles, just throw your hips through, and like start figuring
out. It's a lot
out,
easier than a push press or a jerk. You don't need perfect overhead mobility.
Like, how do I make this heavy weight move?
Yeah, and it looks like you're like striking a sled.
Right,
like
totally. Yeah, it's the same pattern.
Kind of to the front, up a little bit. Yeah, if you get under somebody's pads like that, you could probably move anybody in the league, huh?
Yeah.
You get them like that.
Oh yeah, you get low.
They probably don't get their chests up that easy though.
Yeah, they don't got handles on their pads. A little more difficult.
Yeah, but when you keep training that, then you get more used to it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's different hitting a sled versus a big ass motherfucker.
There's a lot of those in the league you play in.
Yeah.
So your high school coach got you into training. What was like? Did you have a favorite thing you like to do in the weight room, like off the bat? I don't know. I think I liked running more, like whether it was a Stairmaster or the treadmill or just running outside as opposed, because I wasn't that good. I was pretty like lean and skinny like early in high school, and I wasn't very good at lifting. Like I was probably lifting like maybe 25 on each side and struggling, and I just remember being like kind of embarrassed because like some other guys were hitting 45, like 135,
But I still did it, you know. I remember really like we had a military press machine, just not a machine, but or yeah, it was a machine, like just the one where you put the plates on.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, just I really like that because it was, you know, it was a little bit easier than the bench for me. I thought.
Yeah.
But I did really like that one. That was funny.
That's some stuff you don't see anymore. Like our weight room, it had, you know how like you'll see a bench press station where the bench press is set up and it's got the arms and it's all connected, right? Like
So the bench like inlays into the squat rack.
right. So it's all like all you do is bench press out of it.
Oh yeah.
So we had bench press ones, and then we had incline ones, and then we had military press ones, and they were all like solid single pieces. So like they're huge pieces of equipment, but like those were staples in our program. Like the three like presses.
You went to high school in Tennessee?
Yeah, we did like we were trying to clean, but our program was pretty like power lifter like type stuff. Like we did a lot of deads and bench, and I mean we did all the presses. Like that was hugely important for some reason. But
Where'd you go to high school? Sac?
Aurora, Colorado.
Oh, in Colorado.
yeah.
But
But you live in Sac now?
Concord.
Concord.
Yeah.
So like you started lifting in high school, but didn't care for it much. You went to Oregon. Did you continue? Did you?
Oh no! Well, towards the end of high school, I was really lifting. Like when I was a junior, you know, I stopped playing baseball and really focused on football, and I just worked out. You know, like twice a day. I was just, you know, smashing shakes, food, put on like 30 pounds. I was 6'3", 235 on my senior year because I put on like maybe 20, 30 pounds from junior to senior year. I was just lifting,
right?
Like running, lifting. You know, like I said, twice a day. But then went to college. You know, I was basically a meathead. By the time I left high school, I was a meathead.
So how much do you think that like that passion for training? How much do you think that helped in your like getting your scholarship? Like, should you think that's super important?
I think you know, that after my junior football season, and that's when I was like, because usually you go after the season, you go to your winter sport,
right?
Which for me, it was baseball. Well, although it didn't start, you know, because it's a spring sport, but you start, you know, kind of in the winter, like, you know, getting prepared for it.
Like you work on your swing. And, yeah.
But I remember the season ended, and the next day I just went into the weight room because I think I had decided that I was going to play baseball, and I just went into the weight room the next day, and you know, we just started just working out all from because we got, you know, end of the season was like November, so from like December all the way up until next year was just working out, put on like 20, 30 pounds, and I feel like that definitely helped, you know, because I was from 6'3" or 6'2", 210 or 205 to 6'3", 235.
It's a monster in high school.
Yeah.
So being that committed in high school, were you pretty much just like freshman year, you're like, I'm going to be a pro athlete? Like, I don't know what sport it is yet.
College?
Well, high school, because you're older, or like your senior year of high school. By that time, are you pretty much set on like, whether it was baseball or football, you want to be a pro?
I don't even know if I thought that. I think I was like obviously trying to go play in college, but I don't think I was thinking about pro until like college or later in my college career.
It seems like it's out of reach your whole life until like you're kind of
until you're there, and then it's like there, and it's like, wow, how do we get here? You know, but you know, it's obviously a lot of hard work. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of high school kids kind of miss the boat on the training. You know, like they get, especially baseball, because they get the skill coaches. They spend a lot of time working on the skills. You can play baseball literally year round. You can play baseball games if you want to.
Yeah.
But I mean, even other sports, they don't focus on the training. They never take the time to develop their bodies. And in those years, I mean, those are your formative years. You can change what you become by the time you're 18.
Yeah.
If you start working hard on your body when you're, 13, 14, the earlier the better. But you start working on it, you're going to be a different person when you turn 18 and it's time to go to school than if you just like work on your swing. I mean, a good swing's nice. You're gonna be able to hit the ball well, but like also if you
You're
can
still
power
under 200 pounds.
Well, if you
it's
power
like,
clean 300 pounds, if you power clean 300 and you weigh 30 pounds more than you would have, like maybe your swing's not as good, but you're gonna hit the ball
when you hit it
just as hard.
Yeah,
You're gonna kill somebody. I mean, like, but even in football, it's the same thing. It's easy to kind of like just go through the motions, like in your off season, and not really like you can just see it if you're in a high school weight room. You can see the kids that are trying to get better and they're trying to get stronger. They kind of like have that drive, and you see the ones that just like hate it.
they don't.
Yeah.
Well, either that or they just don't get it. Like sometimes if it's just not
They just don't
that
know.
apparent for you that you need to be doing those things.
Yeah.
If you want to turn to this athlete and if you want to improve your game, some kids just don't know what you should be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But even at the college level, you see the same thing. At least, I went to a AA school, so I definitely did. I don't know how Oregon was, but like, I just feel like sometimes you just never get it. Like, you don't realize like how important like training your body is and what you can do for yourself. You just like develop a little bit of passion. And if you don't like it, then you have to just have discipline.
Yeah, discipline, consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make freaking, like, from my junior to my senior year, I feel like I completely changed as an athlete.
Yeah.
Just from
That's
half
great.
a year of training, like.
Just loving lifting weights.
Yeah, and I feel like even now, like, I feel like I'm growing as an athlete so much, like, each year. Like, I'm just getting more and more, because it's never ending, process of stuff you can, learn. And it's like a never ending, process of like, just like trial and error of what works for you and what doesn't.
When you got to Oregon, were you kind of like the dude in the weight room?
I definitely was the guy that was in there that would like after the workout I'd be in there taking curls, triceps, and to the point where the strength coach was like, "Kiko, get the hell out of here." So our strength coach was very, he was track and field coach. So he's very, dynamic. A lot of Olympic lifts and dynamic movements. So he wasn't really about that, the bro sessions. Yeah. He'd be like, "Kiko, get the hell out." Like, I'm on my 8th set of curls. And it's funny because now I'm like, I can't even tell you last time I did a curl. Like, I don't do it. Like, now it's all just, but at the same time, I do believe in versatility, like in your, doing all different types of exercises and stuff, which goes back to the whole like trial and error, finding what works for you, what doesn't, and what you like. Keep doing what doesn't work.
I think everyone has to go through that phase of like just curls and pressing, just to feel it out, just to like look big in a mirror for a little bit, and then you walk away from it. And
I feel like you don't know that many exercises. Like after like 3 or 4 years in the gym, like curls like that make things get bigger. You might have the
they're fun, dude. They're easy. You feel nice. Your arms are pumped
too.
out.
Like I mean. So I didn't play sports in high school at all, and just walking into weightlifting. But as I've gotten better at weightlifting, your confidence just skyrockets. And I'm sure your senior year of high school, you put on weight, you got taller, you got stronger, your confidence just skyrockets. So it's like, fuck it, I'm going to do some curls in front of the mirror and just check myself out for a little bit. That's just like part of it,
100%.
When you know what's going on in the weight room too, and like, everybody doesn't. When you know how to do something, like you got a nice clean, or you got good technique on the bench, you got that strong
legitimacy.
Like, you got some swag.
Some credit,
it feels good, to kind of like, it feels good to know what you're doing in there. Yeah. And you do, like, it does give you confidence. Yeah. For sure. So is that the same strength coach that you had? Is that the one they got now with the mustache?
Nah, he's I think he's been there a few years. Yeah. They fired Radcliffe. Oh. I think they wanted to get them bigger and stronger.
Yeah. Mustache dude's pretty cool though.
Yeah, he seems pretty.
Yeah,
just a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's like a new role. It's a new role now. As the strength coach is like the hype guy now too.
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
Well, you see they're on the field, like they get them like going nuts, headbutting kids and stuff.
Have you seen the video of the Northwestern guy?
Yeah, the big
dude,
guy. Yeah, tucked in shirt.
Yeah, he's just all like fucking going. It's pretty funny.
Like when that's your coach though, like you want to work out for that guy because he's like huge. Like even compared to football athletes, like that dude's a freak. He's massive. Like okay, so these weights equal this man. So I need to do more of these weights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and it's just like contagious energy, which is always good to have that.
One of those like
that energy.
Yeah. I like the big energy, like yeller coaches.
Yeah.
Like those dudes get me.
Especially if it's genuine, you know.
Yeah. When they really like love it, you can kind of feel it.
Yeah.
You can tell when somebody put on a show.
Yeah.
So in Oregon, you trained a lot, and you like to hit your biceps after every workout.
Yeah, well, Oregon was like a change because we like, you know, Radcliffe was, you know, pretty unorthodox, you know, in the sense of how he like, you know, his program, and it was just kind of an eye opener to do all these things.
Do you remember some of the stuff on there that made it unique? Or some of the stuff that seemed like new or weird? It's been a while.
Well, now it's not like too unique because, you know, we kind of do the same thing essentially, but, you know, we were doing like all types like warming up, you know, from gymnastic stuffs to like, you know, partner stuff, just doing it, like just working that, mobility and explosiveness. You know, it was all about being like mobile, you know, and explosive. You know, he had this like saying that he wanted his guys to be like a power ball, you know, a ball, you know, you throw a ball on the ground, it bounces up. Right. You throw a tomato on the ground, he said he don't want tomatoes, the tomatoes just splats. Yeah. You know, so he'd have that saying, like that's the kind of guys who train. It was all like, everything we did was kind of like training that sprint mechanic. Yeah. So we were always
so like track training, like plyometrics, some body weight stuff. You get some. You guys were doing Olympic lifts though. You said.
Oh yeah, Olympics. I mean, we did a very wide range of stuff. You know, from you know, gymnastics to track and field stuff, Olympic lifting. You know, we do 20 rep squats.
Damn, those super squats.
I don't think Dave's a big fan of those. Dude. I remember when I told Dave about the 20 rep squat, he was like,
dude, we had this day where we just did 100 squats for as few sets as possible. Have I told you this one?
Yeah, I think you told me that.
Yeah, that was the whole workout. You just do 100 squats.
And you said the guys weren't doing very many, so you're right back up.
We're in groups of 3, right? So I go first. I got, you know, in our weight room, I was the strong guy, so I was trying to be a good leader, right? I step up first, and I think we're doing 275 or 265 this day. So I ripped off like, it was at least like 33 squats, maybe a few more. Like I'm just at like 265, 275. Because I want to because they said 4 sets is like kicking ass. I'm like, all right, well, maybe 3 sets, maybe 3. I'm going to at least get 4, no problem. Like this is going to happen. So I pop off like more than 30. Then the next guy hops up. Dude does like fucking 8. Takes like one set of 30, whatever, took like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and just like grinding. This dude went
You're
like,
probably done, dude. After you did 35 reps of that,
I was exhausted, man. I was breathing hard, hands on my knees, legs are hot. The next guy does 8. It takes no time at all. I'm not recovered at all. So we got one more guy. That's all right. So this next guy hops in. He's doing his. I think he hit 12, man. He took no time at all.
Wes, back up.
And like none of my squats looked as hard as their 6 or his 12.
Second set.
Less than 20. Like probably like barely. I might have got 12 on the second set.
That's pretty impressive. Like,
that's all right. I mean, I was.
You got more than one is.
I was dog tired and like still ripped off 12, but now I'm like behind on my goal to hit my 4 sets. You know what I mean? Like
Wait, so you're supposed to get 4 sets of what?
So basically, like if you can
hit 100 reps in 4 sets, yeah.
Right. They said that'd be badass if you could do that. Yeah. So all right, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. So I take that big 33, you know, right off the bat, and the next set I can only get 12 because I've had like I don't know 2 minutes to rest.
The wind took like complete exhaustion on the first set.
Look at these kids, like, what are y'all doing, man? Yeah, it was. I didn't go to any classes after that day. I hit So the third set was a little better than the second. I maybe got to 20, but then on the last set, I just went like fucking nuts because you get within like 15, and then you could just go.
You got it, yeah.
But yeah, talking like cramps, like headache. I felt like shit the rest of the day. Like that was the first thing we did. I didn't go to no class. I went straight home.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling when you work out yourself into a fucking
tension headache.
Yeah, it was a bad day. But
did anyone get it in 4 sets other than you? That just sounds like 100 reps at 265, 275. That sounds
almost impossible.
We had a big lineman, but I think he came in next year that could do it in 4 sets. That's something we did every.
So that's like a gauntlet challenge. That's not like a
one
workout
day.
where they're like, hey guys, let's do this.
No, that was like get your team tough.
Yeah, that's like the way to die.
Yeah.
It
All
was.
right, so it should be pretty
Probably don't suggest it if any.
less than 50%.
You got a nice little freaking. You can't get that thing closed up.
His
Huh?
girlfriend sucked the skin off of it. It won't
Yeah,
grow
she's
back.
a vampire. It's pretty bad.
That's gnarly.
It's good when let's see. There was one Saturday we didn't do cleans, and then I came in Monday and was like, "Damn, Jake, your neck looks really good, man. It's like healing." And then it was like this, and
10
an hour
minutes.
and a half. Once we started cleaning, it just opened right back.
You just cover in tape.
Tape and a Band-Aid.
Yeah. So all right, you did your training, you did your Oregon thing. You probably started talking to some scouts senior year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you knew you needed an agent, and you knew you needed to get ready for the combine. Is that how you ended up at Cal Strength?
Yeah, pretty much. I signed with Steve Carrot.
Dave's buddy.
Yeah. And he suggest. I think I remember he suggested here, which was I'm 45 minutes down the road, which was nice because I could basically just stay. Well, actually, I got a place right down the street, but I could also just go back to my place in Los Gatos whenever I want, usually on the weekends. So it worked out perfect, man. And it's probably one of the best decisions I ever made is just working out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in your combine class? Anybody still in the league?
Zach
Ertz.
Zach Ertz. I mean, for guys still in the league, that might be it.
Well, it's hard to play three contracts. Right,
Yeah.
you're on your third, huh?
Right. Yeah. No, I'm still on my second.
Okay. And it's still playing till your 30s. Not everybody doesn't make it that long.
Yeah.
Takes a special kind of dude. So yeah, you did combine here, and then out of all the guys I think that I've ever seen go through the combine since I've been out, you spend the most time here in the off season.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great spot, man. We hang around you guys, and you got everything you could possibly need here. And I love being around around you guys, and being able to work out and just keep improving as an athlete.
Yeah, well, it's cool for us too to see like dudes like you coming back. Like big time dudes in the league that come back to the gym and like train here. It turns this it's not as much of a dumper now that we did the remodel, but it used to be a dumper. It makes this like dumper of a gym like kind of like really special. When
Yeah, well, you guys too,
happens.
man. Watching you guys throw around that way is pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie, just be over here doing some warm up. Meanwhile, you guys are just throwing up 500 pounds like it's nothing.
Who was weightlifting here when you did your combine?
It was Spencer, Scott, Rob was still here, Nicole, could be forgetting about people, but
McKellar?
he came maybe in 15 or 14, 15.
Yeah.
What's her name? Tiny Tintin.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Kilo Kill.
Yeah.
Shout out Kilo Killer. But yeah, there's been a ton of guys. It's hard.
Yeah,
I
of
can't
course.
remember them all.
It's a revolving door for sure. But so like when you came out of football and then you got here and you saw those dudes doing, doing heavy snatches, like big clean jerks, what did you think? Because it's kind of like we spend a shit ton of time on it. It's kind of stupid. Like
I remember, I think when I still to this day think, I'd just be like, oh, that looks like it hurts. That's pretty much my reaction to every time you guys throw around something. I'm like, ow. Like,
Dude, every time I see you guys on the field, that's exactly what I think
Yeah,
too. You
makes
run
sense.
40 meters and I'm like, whoa, I would never do that.
watching
That looks painful.
watching him crash into people is what I really am like, oh.
Yeah,
Like-
that looks pretty painful.
Yeah, but
I don't think
you
you
got
can
your-
compare that pain.
You got your adrenaline going, so you don't feel shit, dude.
Yeah, like you've got like the You kind of got the rip people's heads off reputation a little bit. Huh?
Yeah, well, I feel like that's what you gotta have at linebacker.
Yeah.
You gotta set the tone, and
You think the league's a little too pretty for you now that they're kind of cleaning the hits up a little bit?
It's for the best, but
Yeah.
It's hard to watch, when it's really just hard to watch when it's like a very important point in the game and you see someone get hit in the head and, it's a game changing play, and that just really hurts, because I was raised, watching Ray Lewis, Brian Dawkins,
Killers.
Sean Taylor just taking people's heads off. They had a jacked up special that was like the best, somebody would get hit and all like Chris Carl, those guys be like, you got jacked up. Like, that's what they don't have that anymore, man. Like,
Well, that used to be the best defense against the slant.
yeah, dude, that's another thing, now, like,
Now you got to give it to them, basically. You let them catch it, you wrap them up, and they get like a sure six.
it's not the same. And I mean, I can't even imagine if I was playing now in high school. Like, I think with the rules now, how they're injecting people, I think I would have got ejected at every single game in high school.
Yeah.
Like, but it's hard to watch because it's a combat sport. And people, we're out there. It's a battle, and they're just. I don't think it's right. But at the same time, I understand. They're trying to.
You want to protect the guys.
Protect them.
Yeah.
But at the same time.
But yeah, I mean,
but the spirit of the game is important too,
Yeah.
And if it is a combat sport, it's like, boxing. It's how are you gonna try to protect the guys in a sport that is obviously like dangerous?
I think there's
you take away from the sport when you try to do those things.
Yeah. But I think there's just so it seems like there's this, okay, if you hit a guy, it almost seems like you hit a guy too hard that you're gonna get flagged. I just wish maybe there would be. It's like, it seems like when it's kind of like in between, like if they should throw a flag or not, they usually throw it. And I think it should be the other way around. I think when it's in between, you shouldn't throw it. When it's really, you hit that guy with your head on his head, not your shoulder pad, like here or like, kind of in the head. Yeah. When you really hit him in the head, like, then I think you should throw the flag. But I just think there's a lot of, and that's not even it. Now they got if you land on the quarterback, they got all types of stuff, or like you hit a quarterback low, there's all types of stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. I do, but
there's clean ways to hit hard.
It's like, what can you do? It's like, what's the right answer? I don't know.
I feel like if you're running across the field and you like put your shoulder in somebody's chest and you lay them out, you might get flagged, even if it's like perfectly clean.
If it's just soup, if it's a hard hit.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like you hit a guy too hard. Doesn't matter how you hit him, but if you hit a guy too hard, you're gonna get flagged.
Else I see is like the guys with the ball, they put their heads down and run. I played tailback. That's how I played. You got the ball, you kind of like set your head and you get low and you run. Like, how are you not going to hit me in the head?
Yeah.
All you can do is stand up and catch me in your gut because there's or hit me in the legs, which is, probably worse. You're going to get more knee injuries anyways. Yeah. Like, I just feel like, what do you do when somebody's running full tilt and they're buttoned down because you can't put your helmet on theirs, right?
It's tough. Like, I almost feel like I've gotten to the point where I try not to even think about it too much.
Yeah,
like, I try to play smart, but I'm gonna play within how I know how to play, and if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. One of my favorite videos of all time came from you just playing real hard, and I was on your team on this one, but old Joe Flacco got popped, slide for a first down. So he's trying to string that run out. He goes for a first down, and then you smacked him.
Yeah.
And
see, that's
but you didn't want to hurt Joe. You just didn't want to get a first down.
Well, that's just what I was saying. Like, there's critical points in the game. And, I guess, I can bitch about it as much as I want, but at the end of the day, like, you gotta kind of adjust because that can cost you the game. And that's
if you're just joining us, Bob Millery here. I just want to say fuck you, CBS, for giving me this game. There's better places I could have been. Shotgun, takes his snap. Joe Flacco looking, rolls to the right side, and there is running room. 2015. Fucking head fell off. No, it didn't. That was a foot foul. But anyways, we got a brawl going on in the field now. That was one of the cheapest, dirtiest hits we've ever seen, and Jim Harbaugh is letting that piece of shit Alonso hear it. Wow. Meanwhile, Joe Flacco is gone. The words of Tropic Thunder, he's gone full retard.
I have no idea.
I love his
Macklin and
haircut.
Alonso are talking shit. He looks like a fucking Marine fighter pilot. Joe Flacco is lights out. Has no idea once again in what 2015 lights out, bitch.
What him look at watch his thing done that.
Yeah.
Fuck him. And Flacco is.
Did that guy when he hit you? Did that hurt? That really big guy?
It looked like it. It was like pretty.
I'm telling you,
He just kind of shut you on.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything. And Sue got him, and Sue got him good.
Yeah, because it does look like you actually knocked his head off the way the ball comes out. I was still on scout, right, and we had this long route. I think we were running a wheel and like an inside wheel, and I saw the free safety just sit on this route and absolutely murder my buddy like in shells like a day earlier. So this time,
shoulder pads?
yeah, in shells. So he fucking laid him out, feet flipped up. So I get this play the next day when we're in fulls, right? And we got it. It's scout team, so our quarterback's not that great. He throws the same damn ball, right? He hangs it up there. So I'm like, all right, fuck that.
Yeah.
I run full speed at the free safety and just lay him out like that.
Fuck the ball.
Yeah, fuck the ball. There was no way I was gonna take that shot, and I
don't blame you.
there's ways to protect yourself in a game, and I know that plays are important, and sometimes you want to, everybody's trying to make the play, but if you're going for a first down and your team's getting their ass kicked, and you can change the game right there, you should be able to try to change the game.
I agree, and and just to let them know, like, if you run a slant or you come inside, like, someone's gonna be there. To take
Kiko Alonso is waiting for you.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be there to hit you.
He's chomping at the bit.
That's part of the plan. That's part of playing defense is showing these guys that we're in here waiting for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the defender is supposed to be big, bad, like scary dudes. And it's not very scary if you can't lay nobody out.
Yeah,
that's not real scary.
But I wish the owners would pay for the fines. Really, that's what should happen.
That'd be nice.
The owners pay for the fines. That'd be. If I was an owner and was a billionaire, I'd pay for the fines.
Yeah.
I heard that's what the Niners owner did for Deshaun Golson. Remember Deshaun Golson, the safety for the
What did
Niners?
he do?
He was number 38, dreads, just tall, strong safety, just killed people.
Yeah.
You remember him or not really?
I don't remember.
Anyway, he was just a safety that would just murder people, and he had a lot of hits where he would get fined.
Yeah.
Almost like 100. He probably had $100K plus of fines.
Dude.
But I think I remember hearing just the owner was paying for it just because he was setting the tone. Like he was
Yeah.
he was like, bro, he was.
That hypes your whole team up, man.
Yeah,
a big hit gets your whole side of the ball absolutely pumped. And then if it's a hit, like a big hit with a turnover, you better believe the offense comes out high.
Everything.
It's important, and you take that out of the game, I just feel like it's too significant.
Yeah, it's.
What'd you get fined for laying Flacco out?
10K.
What
Which I was good with. I thought I was gonna get hit with like 30, so when they gave me 10, I was like, oh, 10? Yeah, that ain't bad.
Did you have another one that year too? You hit somebody else pretty hard.
I've had a few, man. I've had a few with kind of similar situation.
What's your biggest fine?
Maybe
That one.
maybe 50. Yeah, maybe that, something like that. I think all my other hits that I get flagged on were kind of dude, you get fined for a horse collar. You horse collar someone, even it doesn't have to be a bad one. You just kind of grab his horse collar and tackle him. Yeah, that's 10K. One of my friends horse collared someone 30K.
Jeez,
it's like 30K.
That's
for
trying to take someone
it's
down.
Ridiculous. That one, it's a little bit getting a little out of hand.
I feel like that one doesn't even hurt. Like, I know it messes up the play because you're not supposed to do that. You get a tackle and the guy stops short of wherever he would have made
it. Too. Face mask. You grab a face mask, fine.
But usually you don't mean to do that stuff.
Of course not.
Like you're just playing a ball, right? You're just trying to get anything.
Well, that's like you were saying. It should err on the side of like it probably wasn't intentional. It wasn't that bad unless it's super egregious. Throw the fine that way. But
because they're on the other side of that. They're throwing it. They're like they got a quick trigger.
Well, it's weird
fine heavy.
You can't horse collar, but if you get cloth and you get it good and you rip him down, it's good to go, right? Essentially, it's the same tackle.
Like for the horse collar? You said what?
Yeah, instead of horse collar, you just get cloth. You just get jersey and you rip
I'm
him
not
back.
sure. I think if you grab there and don't pull back, then it might not be.
Right.
But I don't know. Like I said, if you grab, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw it.
Can you still get a ponytail? Somebody got one?
Oh, you can grab hair.
Get the fuck out,
But I'm sure within a couple of years, I'll be a flag too. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Someone gets their fucking hair pulled off and shit. And they're like, oh, this motherfucker.
You play pretty tough, right? It takes a lot of energy and like effort to get hype to do that, right? So what do you do mentally, like before a game, to get ready? What's your game?
Not much, man. I kind of just try and get in that right space between being, loose and intense. Not being too loose or not being too intense. And at the end of the day, I'm just there. That's all the work has been put in. So game day, it's like, all right, let's go. Let's have fun. Let's go have fun. And see if we're ready or not. Because.
Do you do like music, or do you watch film or playbook, or?
I'll throw in music, and me, I got wide range. And
throwing a little Toto.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start throwing. Every year, man, I'm getting more and more stuff to play. And Toto is definitely in there. That'll probably be earlier, like further away from the game, where I'm a little loose and relaxed. The closer it gets, then you get your Metallica and
get a little heavier.
Yeah, get a little heavier.
That's actually really important that you don't start with the Metallica 3 hours out.
I've kind of learned that from you guys, dude. I've learned that. I've kind of learned that from you guys. How you guys, it seems like you guys, when you're starting off slow, you got you're slow.
You got country in the morning,
and you got to crank down low, and then when you really want to have a big lift or a set that you need to hit, you crank that shit up, and I'm like, oh, that's smart, I get that. Instead of just, you're rolling out and you're cranking like
shit, going for 3 hours, you're just amped.
Yeah,
by the time it starts, you're tired.
I'm gonna go fucking sprint.
I was real bad about that in high school and college, because I kind of I get nerves pretty good, but if I feel adrenaline, then I got no nerves, right? Because you're just juiced up to play. So I might start with the hype shit, 3 hours out, where in the locker room I just start feeling the little nerves a little bit. So I put on a song, and then I realized that by the time the game got there, the music didn't work no more. I was kind of I was a little bit out of gas. Yeah. You can do that in a weightlifting meet too.
Sure.
If you just blast it warming up for snatches, you might snatch awesome. You might go 3 for 3 in the snatch, but damn, does the clean and jerk feel heavy, dude. You're so tired. Yeah. All you've done is some little light work in the snatch.
The easy part.
And then the clean and jerk feel heavy as shit.
Really? Yeah, you don't want to blow your load too early. Otherwise.
That's interesting.
That's important, man.
Yeah.
It's important.
So it's obviously trying to get as high as you can in the snatch, but in the back of your mind,
save some gas.
Bare minimum. The bare minimum hype to make the lift. You don't want to,
I try to, if I make it to my third attempt and I'm 2 for 2, I might go for one of my favorite hype songs for the third one.
But are you trying to get you're not trying to get too you're not trying to go too crazy on the snatch, because you'd rather save it for the clean and get as heavy as you can on the clean.
Right. And the snatch is not typically the snatch. You don't make a physical error. You're not too weak to snatch. You're not precise enough, and that's why you miss.
Yeah.
Very rarely is the snatch too heavy to to
it's execute. Less of a hype up lift, because it's you kind of gotta.
Whereas clean's just heavy as fuck. You gotta
work it. When it's heavy,
right?
Just gotta go for it.
Shit.
Grip and rip.
There's less technique in the clean. You just get hype. And so what I found, if I make it to my first clean and jerk, usually the opener's not too bad, but I just put everything in to the second and third. Like I pull out all the stops as hype as I can for number 2, because the last lift of the meet, like you know that you're gonna be like
just tired,
juiced for it. Like there's no way you're not gonna have adrenaline for your third attempt on the clean and jerk, especially if you're gonna go 3 for 3, because that's usually like a PR or something. So yeah,
Damn.
Mindset's cool, dude. You can really like nerd out on that stuff.
Yeah, and you know, just keep like figuring out like how to get in the right mindset. You know,
what are you doing on the sidelines? Like when you're taking your offense breaks.
I'm like pacing, dude. Like typically you kind of sit there and you make your adjustments and stuff, which I kind of do. And look, because some coaches are strict about it. Like, man, sit the butt down and take it. Like, I don't want you watching the game. You know, sit down and let's get these adjustments. You know, but I'm like, okay, you tell me. And usually I kind of know, like, when I, like, you know, there's times where I'm like, hey, what happened on that play? Or, like, but usually I know, like, I'm like, okay, that's what they did. You know, this is what we got to do.
Right.
But, you know, usually you huddle up, but then, you know, I get kind of that coaching, and then I'm like, then I'm pacing, you know, I'm like walking back and forth, watching the game, you know, just like, I don't know if it's like I got ADD that, or like.
Just ready.
Yeah, just ready. I don't like to just sit down. Yeah. You know, I'm usually, and I like to just be in the game. So that's why I like to watch, because I'm like,
there's a good video you mic'd up where you can kind of see like that, like your intensity, like kind of leak out, like even when you're like it's kind of like you're kind of amped up and you're having fun like the whole game.
Yeah.
Can we watch it?
Yeah.
Can we watch it? Jake's not seen this one for sure.
But that's when I feel like I'm playing at my best, is when I'm like having fun and you know, smiling.
I like this picture though.
That's that picture.
How you look so jacked on
so the trick is you gotta flex and hold it, so the camera guys can take pictures. If you do a quick one and walk off, they can't take it. So, but if you hold it for like 5-10 seconds, someone's gonna take a picture. All right.
Do all the vets know
I'll remember that at the next weightlifting meet.
All right, all the rookies better pay attention to keep them running. That's good advice. That's gotta fucking be so cool.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
This looks like the best thing.
Yeah, Bob. Hey,
who's Bob?
Bob Grease.
Hey, Clint!
Oh, saying shit, but I'm like 100% of the time I'm like, wow. Everyone's like, Kiko, shut the fuck up. Honestly, this game I did feel like super confident, lose, and I just think like, you know, we were just ready, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always like that. Honestly, that one I was hyped because I don't really make that play.
From the backside?
Fires all the way downfield.
This part is good.
Man,
Let's go.
Slow down.
He saved my ass on that play because I was really not where I was supposed to be.
Slow down.
He saved me a few
That
times.
guy's big. Who is that?
Took a shoulder to the chest.
Yeah, you popped him. You take it first.
Now hold it. Just keep it. Hold it.
There it is.
That's like at least. I held it even longer than that.
David Howard.
It's just fucking pure hype right here.
Dude, that is so great.
I love it.
I was a good player. Didn't get interception.
Yeah.
That's his second pick of the game too. Xavier.
Oh shit.
God
I like
damn.
that one. I'm like,
Sounds painful.
That's my guy, right? Oh,
Gotta latch on. Looking downfield, throws it.
This is my fault too.
Oh,
That was my fault, dude. I'm so happy. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because that was my guy. Thank God.
Big win. Big win, bro. Big win.
I'm fucking exhausted.
Battle, man. Beat up, bro. Good job, man.
I think Andre Carter, bro.
That's cool.
Andre Carter with a big ass chest.
That's cool, man. Like you can just see, like you can tell by that you just love your job.
Yeah.
You're like out there.
Yeah,
having fun,
that like I just remember that, like, 'cause that was the second time we played. Or no, it was the first time we played him. I just remember, we had a great week of preparation. That's when I'm like that, because I like everything. I'm out there. I know everything is coming. Although all those times you see me yelling, I didn't know it was coming. But I don't know. There's just times when you feel like you're in the zone, and that was definitely one of them. I try and get there every game, but
it's hard.
Where you're like so certain you can almost be like swaggy about it. Like,
exactly. That confidence and looseness comes from preparation. Putting in the work.
What's your that was obviously a good game, but what's your favorite football memory? Is there one game or one play that you just love, man?
That's tough. I think one of my favorite memories is the Fiesta Bowl. My senior year, we played Kansas State, and we beat them pretty decisively. And I just remember after the game, I had nothing left.
Yeah.
There was nothing left. I couldn't go out. My friends were like, "Oh, let's go." We're staying in Arizona, and where were we? We were just in Glendale or something. But they were all trying to go out because the season's over. But I just remember being like, "Man, I'm dead," and it was just such a great feeling to season's over. I played well. We won the Fiesta Bowl, and I just remember being like, "Man, I ain't got nothing left. I feel like I left it all out there." And It was just a great feeling.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that was your senior year, you said?
Yeah.
So you just finished it
Finished it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember being in my hotel and I was just dead. And I can't say what transpired after that.
After that game, did you know that you were gonna play in the NFL? Or at least get a shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. I just remember being like, man, I think after that I took at least a week or two off before I came over here and trained.
Yeah.
And I was banged up.
Yeah.
But time.
What was
time.
What was it like training for the combine and training for your first pro season? What's that feel?
It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. There's so many funny stories and from that prep, but I just remember in particular doing broad jumps and vert jumps and just doing anything. I'm just doing stuff and I'm not doing too well in it. And Dave's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you? Why can't you jump higher? Why can't you jump further?" And he would just do it in his freaking just all of a sudden he'll just jump just do this, and he'll jump twice as far as me. Jesus Christ. But it's a grueling process, man. It's tough. But it's a great learning experience, and it's definitely a great experience. So I'll definitely always remember it. It was fun.
Did you watch the draft
This year?
that year?
That year?
Your year?
Oh yeah, I watched the draft.
What was that like?
It was fun.
When they called your name, what was it like when you got that phone call?
It was cool. So I got drafted by Buffalo, and I just remember it was, at the time, it was this guy from Alabama was the owner, and he's like, "Hey, you want to come play for the Bills?"
That's a good accent.
And I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." And we were just, I had friends, family over, we were just playing cards and kind of drinking. And I remember right when they gave me the call, I was doing good too. I was the chip leader. I was like, "I'm all in." And then I lost. I was like, "Fuck, I can't."
Universe is fair.
Yeah. I was like, we went out that night. Great night.
No,
Great night.
when you saw your first season, you had some do you have a concussion or something?
My first season?
Or second or something I can't remember.
My third year, so I played my first year. Second year I missed it, was the ACL. Then coming out the ACL my third year, my first, goes back to what I was saying in training camp, our first padded practice. This is after a year of missing. Yeah. I was jacked up. First padded play, I come like a bat out of hell, hit the O lineman, and get my, basically a concussion. Yeah. It's pretty bad. And I was messed up for a couple weeks. And that happened again actually this past year. I did first try practice. I freaking came like bad, held it full back, and so now that's why like I was saying, I'm like, man, this isn't happening again, like, you know, but we'll see.
So after
once you're on the field, this is a different story.
Yeah, right. It's tough, man. It's hard to control yourself. You know, it's like you're like.
It's like weightlifting, man. Like if you feel good, let's say you're doing like
this guy's the worst at self-control. He cannot hold himself back on
like
nothing.
From what do you mean, like going up and weight?
Yeah, just look at his
even
neck.
It's
been busted like that for like
even
3
if you
months.
don't feel good, you want to go up just because it's for pride or whatever, man. Yeah, I need to work on it. I always say I'm gonna do better, but you know, it's just like once you start lifting and you want to go up, it just kind of happens, man.
Yeah, you're feeling good. You don't want to. You want to see how far you can go or what you're capable of. It's like you're just an animal, and your mind is like riding.
It's not a conscious decision; it just happens.
You can't tame that animal, dude.
Your mind's riding the animal.
Yeah, essentially. Think about it. You're like
we're all animals. Your brain's just holding the reins.
Yeah, your brain is like just steering this motherfucker.
Just on the saddle of a fucking rhino. I can't steer him anymore.
Like, I don't know.
It just drives you right to that fullback, and then you can't see for like a day.
I mean, no,
it wasn't that.
It wasn't like that. It was more just feeling fucked up. Like, it's not a good feeling.
They're not good.
It's not fun.
No. So like, that sucked. The first 3 years, you started out good and had like a rough 2. Did you go to Miami for your 4th?
4th Miami, yep.
And you kicked ass that season. I remember like my buddies back home, like that was when I feel like they even found out about you. Like, dude, you know Kiko from Miami? I was like, yeah, dude, he's been at the gym like since I got here. So I feel like you feel like that was kind of a breakout year for you, your first year?
I thought I had
a great season. And then you signed a pretty nice contract after that one.
Yeah.
What did it feel like when you I don't even know how that process works. Do they do you sit in the office and they tell you, Kiko, this is what we want to do? Or does Steve call?
Yeah.
How does it work?
I mean, Steve, the agent talks to them, then I kind of talk to them, and then, you know, sometimes it happens fast, sometimes it takes longer. But for me, it kind of was painless, you know. It wasn't slow.
They liked you. You know, you had a great season, and they wanted.
And I knew that, so I knew that we were gonna come to a deal. So.
Yeah. So did Steve call you and tell you what your new deal was, or
pretty much?
Yeah. So how did that feel?
Felt good.
Well,
it felt really good. You know, just
because of your first contract is great. Your first NFL contract is a great deal, but it's not necessarily
the second contract
that secure.
You get the real money.
Yeah, I feel like that's when you get some life security, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, that felt great because, you know, I was able to, you know, buy my parents a home and
in Miami.
In Miami.
You had one, and y'all are kind of like neighbors.
Same neighborhood.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome, and you know my parents, my dad was able to, you know, kind of retire, and you know, so
that's badass.
I was living life.
Like being able to take care of your folks like that and set them up and
and I've been able to, you know, do all types of, you know, different stuff, you know, whether it was stuff in Puerto Rico. But yeah, I think that's a big that's a big part that drives me is, you know, I want to you know, obviously make money to be set for myself, but I also want to, you know, be able to give back. Yeah,
you can help out, but you also, you know, you're like the future Alonsos of the world are gonna be like. You might have some little spoiled kids or something. You have to show them the way.
Put them in the weight room.
You have to show them the weights.
Get a jammer for home.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we get these little motherfuckers under control.
You worried about that at all?
Not really.
No.
We'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Because I've met Carlos, and then I met, what was your other brother? Lucas. Yeah. Carlos is a handful. And I know that
he's wild.
You can be a handful, right? You're a little.
I get wild.
Yeah. So.
I can get out of hand.
So I imagine that the future Kikos of the world are probably gonna at least match you and Carlos.
At least 50% of that energy, which is probably.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. One time will tell.
Man, Carlos, I only spent that one day with him, but dude is a nut. Carlos,
he's chilled out a little more now. He's got a girlfriend, and
he's staying in that house that you got down there.
Yeah, hopefully not burning it
He's
down.
running it for you.
Yeah, he's holding down the fort.
Man, that was so funny that day that I don't know if it happened while I was here or you just saved the recording, but you flip it over to the video at the pool, and Carlos is out there with his ass out like 10 or something.
Yeah, sorry.
Or he has some girls or something. What?
Yeah, that's.
Is that gonna get Carlos in trouble?
No, that's I feel like doing that because I have cameras that on both sides of my house.
Yeah.
And one is just on the whole backyard with the pool and where everyone kind of lays out, and he'll have, he'll have some good home videos for me to watch when I'm here. I was like, I have nothing to do. Let me check out these videos. We'll see some stuff. And sometimes I'm out there and I'm like, I forget that there's video. I'm like, oh shit.
Gotta delete that.
Yeah. Go later.
Yeah, man. That night with Carlos was something else, man.
I bet.
We I told you
Carlos or Kiko?
Carlos. Carco. Because Kiko, we were in Miami for Pan Ams, and before I competed, we went and like checked out Kiko's place and went to the beach and stuff. But anyways, so after I compete, Kiko had these MMA tickets. It was some kind of Hispanic league or something. What?
I have no idea what it was. I was a training camp.
Bunch of Spanish guys fighting each other, right, in an octagon. So
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great time. So Kiko had tickets to it.
I think Nate was there, dude.
Was he?
Nate Diaz was there, yeah.
And Kiko couldn't go because he's in training camp. So he's like, all right, guys, I can't make it, but my brother Carlos is going to go, and y'all can just do whatever. Like, tickets are yours. So we get there, and me and Dave are there a little bit before Carlos, and then Carlos gets there. He's like, I ain't got the tickets yet, but we're good. I'm about to get them. So Carlos goes off. He finds his lady. This lady comes over to me and Dave, and she calls him Kiko. And me and Dave have no idea what Carlos is doing. But we hear that, and we're like, what's going on here? Like, Kiko, here's your tickets. And they start treating us like really nice. Like we're with somebody that's big time. Like, and we know we're with Carlos, but Carlos is being called Kiko, and they're treating us like something special, right? So they escort us in this room. They give us our nice little badges and stuff. And they've got this media entry, right? So there's 15 cameras at least, big cameras. One of them says ESPN3, right? So Carlos sits in front of these cameras for probably 30 minutes while me and Dave are talking about.
You can see it on YouTube.
Can you?
I don't think it's 30 minutes, but it's just like a quick little.
Well, he did a lot of interviews.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember getting a text that I think I saw the next morning by Dave, and I was like, oh my god, this is outrageous.
They were standing there like, they're about to find out, and some of these MMA motherfuckers are gonna kick our ass and throw us out of this place. Like, there's no way Carlos can give an interview as Kiko.
Kiko.
What's Carlos is 5'9"? 5'10"?
Nah, he's 5'11".
He's 5. Okay, we'll give him 5'11". You're 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, I'm like 3 inches taller.
That's a different looking dude. Like.
But if I will say, people do mistake, especially if you haven't seen us together or
in the face, you're a little similar,
and you can get mistaken, especially people that have no idea what.
But you're looking at 5'11", and this guy supposedly plays linebacker in the NFL. How many 5'11" linebackers are in the NFL?
I mean,
there can't be any. There can't be one. I ain't buying it. There's no way. Anyways, he gives all these interviews. He gives an interview to ESPN3 as Kiko, and then somehow nobody calls him on it. He's Kiko Alonso for the night, and we go back. We're sitting ringside. He orders a bottle. Dave orders a bottle. Dave pays for both bottles. I think Carlos wasn't gonna pay, and then Dave set some money up.
He left a measly tip.
Oh, that's what Dave paid for the 2 bottles, and Carlos sees that Carlos get the tips, and Carlos put out something. And he was like hanging on the
probably at least $200.
hanging on the girls. You know, those little servers. They had little cute like servers.
Oh yeah,
like,
I saw that picture. That was you guys were
because they were calling him Kiko too.
Oh
He's
man.
like, it's up from Kiko. This guy's
And you guys
Kiko.
went Wynwood, I think. Wynwood's a great spot.
Yeah, then we went out.
Sounds like a
and,
great time.
dude, it was a great time, but
Miami's too fun.
yeah, Miami was the one night in Miami was a good
That was
night.
your first and only night in Miami?
First and only night in Miami. Yeah, so your brother's a handful.
One day you guys all need to come down. We can stay at my place and we'll go do Miami the right way.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm in. All
Hey,
right,
Austin stayed with me
oh yeah,
for a
who?
week. Yeah. He would just take the longboard down like down the whatchamacallit, like this street that just goes along the
Yeah.
water.
Austin seems like he can chill pretty good. It
Yeah,
seems like he's
Austin,
good at
I thought he
chilling.
was gonna move in for a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a house in Atlanta? I guess.
I think so. I think he's got a house in Atlanta. I think he's going in Cleveland probably.
Did you get something in St. Louis or
Buffalo,
New Orleans?
Nah,
No,
just renting.
just renting?
Yeah. I want to get some out here
Yeah,
eventually.
that'd be cool.
Have some in Florida, have some in here.
Where you gonna when you're done football? Where you gonna settle down?
I
Because you got the folks in Miami.
Yeah, hopefully I keep my place there and then I have a place here. I want to go back and forth. That would be ideal.
Okay.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, maybe a place in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz in there.
You can keep the young Alonsos out in Miami with your parents. Then if you ever need to get away,
Yeah.
because they already know what to do. You know, they got it figured out. So
They hang out with Uncle Carlos and
yeah,
stir up some
Carlos
shit.
will take care of 'em.
Uncle Kiko
Actually,
actually.
it might be here. I think the school is probably better here.
Yeah.
I think it might be better to grow up here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I grew up there. I don't really know. There's more crazy people in Miami.
Yeah.
At least it seems like.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I can see that.
I bet. All right, dude. Well,
How long was that? It seemed like that was at least an hour, huh?
2 hours?
Hour and 20 minutes.
Damn,
Hour
dude.
20. That's
Pretty
not
good.
bad. Yeah.
you got
That's
anything
crazy.
else? Anything you want to say? Anything for the Kiko fans?
Nah, man.
No?
That was fun.
Okay.
That flew by, dude.
Are you upset that all your Miami buddies, all your Miami fans, you taking them to New Orleans with you?
I don't know. I do miss my Miami peoples.
Dude, they were hype about you in Miami. I feel like they were a big
Well, I
Kiko
think
fans.
there's a big Latin
Latin
big
population.
Latin
Yeah.
American population there. So
Yeah, you got the Spanish.
I really embraced that. I really embraced my culture and my parents, where they're from, and I love Spanish music and I love Spanish food and having a good time and so yeah, like that's what I'm all about, man. Work hard, play hard.
That's right.